Hello, everybody. Janet and Jason here with Live by Human Design with your weekly Human Design report. We're back doing video. Yay!
Yay! Hello, Blue-Eyed Goddess. How are things in Washington?
Wet and drippy as usual.
That sounds like a whole different show, but okay. What can I tell you? I see you are wearing your jersey today. What is that all about?
Well, first off, let's just say happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. And let me just say that someday in the future, I hope our military will not have to be used for war or anything ugly, that we can turn them all into humanitarians. But for now, from the bottom of my heart, I thank every veteran and everyone who currently serves in the military for the job that you do for us.
Hear, hear, hear.
There we go. Now, back to blue. The reason I am wearing my jersey is because it's Friday. And Fridays are called Blue Fridays in Washington, and that's when we celebrate the Seahawks, which are my favorite team. Now, this week, they happen to be playing an East Coast team, the Patriots. This is going to be a tough game for us because, you know, we've had some injuries. We don't have all of our guys. They're not all up to 100%.
Gosh, I know I'm going to sound incredibly gay, but at the risk of doing so, the Patriots are from, the Patriarchs are, Patriots.
Patriots.
Are from what state or city?
Massachusetts. The New England. They're New England Patriots.
Massive two tits. I like that. Okay.
It may not be Massachusetts, so shh. Don't tell anybody I said that because I'm not really sure where they're from. Debbie will kill me because I know that she is a huge Patriots fan. They're somewhere back east.
Debbie, whoever she is. Oh, yes, Debbie. Debbie loves you no matter what, so I don't know about that.
She does. But she's in Florida. I'm not sure why she likes the Patriots anymore, but it doesn't matter. They're still a good team. Tom Brady is adorable, but Russell Wilson is cuter. So there you go.
All right.
Now, this is going to be an interesting week, and I have something fun to start this off. So bear with me for one moment while I decide to share my screen with everybody. I have to find what I'm doing first.
Sharing is caring.
Optimize and share computer sound. And can you see what I can see?
I can see a very pretty first lady.
Here we go. This is the week.
Hey, give me some. Missy be putting it down. I'm the hottest round. I tell your mother, what? Y'all can stop me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds. And if you want me, give me now. Is you with me now? That biggie bounce. I know you didn't know way I switch my style. Hello! People sing around. There's people gather around. There's people jump around. Go, get your freak on. 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 Get your freak on. Quiet. Hush your mouth. Silence when I spit it out. Oh, in your face. Open your mouth and give you a taste. Holla. Ain't no stopping me. I'm copying, so don't copy me. And y'all do it sloppily. And y'all can't come close to me. Yeah, I know you feel me now. Yeah, I know you with me now. See me roll it down. Yes, see them roll it down. Yes, see them say now. Yes, give me out of town. Yes.
I don't know about anybody else, but on my screen it was frozen.
No!
So I could hear the auditory part, but I could not see it. But I need all of the viewers out there to know that when Janet and I do these things, they're completely unscripted. So I have no idea what the fuck she's going to throw at me. So the fact that there's Michelle Obama, and I think that's Missy Elliott, is that correct?
Yep.
In the background. Me not particularly being a fan of rap or hip hop or any of that genre, I'm laughing watching this white woman here. Yeah, boogie on down with it. In the video, was Michelle like singing and like had all the words?
Yes, this is Carpool Karaoke, and that is, I forgot his name, James Corden, I believe.
Yes.
Missy Elliott. And
anybody out there who has ever seen it, they should YouTube it. Check out when he does Jennifer Hudson. Oh my God, it's incredible.
He is an incredible guy, but there is a method to my madness here.
Okay.
This is the week that the sun moves into the Freak to Genius channel. Hold, please. And in celebration,
I wish you had told me.
Get your freak on.
I wish you had told me. I would have gotten something free. All right. So here we go.
Okay.
There we go. now we have our freak on.
Now we have our freak on. I'm so sorry. I can't take my shirt off, but I can play Seahawks girl.
You can in the state of New York. You're allowed to show your titties in New York.
Okay, well, I'm not in New York, but it doesn't.
Well, what were those little dolls back when we were kids that had all that?
Trolls. And they're back because during the summer, the kids had a kids movie about trolls. And so my granddaughter wanted me to get her Trolls for her birthday.
It's out right now.
It is. I got her Trolls for her birthday.
All right.
So we are all in fun today to celebrate the fact that the sun and the earth are moving through the channel of the freak to genius. Now that's kind of the fun name we call it, but it's really a pretty interesting gate, as in it brings us the energy of thinking outside of the box, doing things differently, looking at the world in a new and unique way. But remember, it's energy that comes from the ajna and reaches down to the throat. And so throat, not chest, throat. And in that way, it needs to be invited out of us. So we have this week of being able to share new and brilliant ideas, new ways of doing things. And of course, all of this coming out of the week that was hellish, to say the least, for most of us, or a lot of us, as in the US, the elections were shocking and came out of the blue. But it's a message that I think is really opportune for us right now, in that we needed to look at the world in a new and interesting way. And I got to share something that I talked about. I don't remember when we did this show on Uranus and Eris. I think you might have been in the game when I did this, but I was flipping through my handy dandy notebook where all my notes are. And I came across this thing that I wrote: Uranus and Eris as change agents. Uranus and Eris are conjunct at the gate of completions in human design. And I wrote, they are instigators of social change and freedom aimed at restoring power to the self or to the individual versus big organizations or the collective. And included in all of this would be grassroots movements, the empowerment of the individual, and social media's ability to catalyze change. And wow, we saw that this week. So what's required of all of us at this time is to think outside the box, to get in touch with your unique individuality, with your unique self.
I'm sorry, I just took a moment. I'm checking you out. I'm like, wow, she is a fucking freak. I love that.
This is a side of Janet you've not seen.
I love this side. Tell me, with respects to this Freak to Genius channel, again, you said it's from the ajna to the throat?
Correct. It goes right down the center. So from the ajna, gate 43 in the ajna, which is the gate of the breakthrough, by the way. So this is where we can break through walls. We can crush through energy. But because it joins up at the throat with gate 23, which is assimilation, if you want your ideas to be greeted with the spirit in which you want to give it, then you do it with an invitation, right? You wait for that invitation.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that. I believe I have a planet at the top or the bottom of the gate there. I can't remember exactly, but
yours is at the top, mine's at the bottom. So we complete the channel of breakthroughs right now. The freak to genius. You're the freak and I'm the genius. But today I'm going to play the freak and you can play the genius. And
I would love to. Apropos, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and because we're doing this really kind of off the cuff today, Jason is going to be pulling cards as I have it described the gate and the energies of the gate. So Jason.
Well, usually in the past readings, because this was a new format for both of us, for me rather, being with you, is that vodka?
No.
Okay.
Open spleen. Alcohol makes me sick.
Got it. Oh. So usually, Janet, I'll get an email from Janet, and she'll be like, okay, these are the energies going on. And if anybody saw the video last week that I had put up, interestingly enough, I shuffled the cards, and I'm doing it off the cuff today. So while she was telling me about, she was speaking at this moment, you might have saw me veer downwards. So interestingly enough, this is a card that came up last week, and I can't remember what it, came up for, which energy it came up for. You'll have to go back to that, Janet, and review for us. But one of my favorite cards in all of the minor arcana. It is the Six of Cups. Can you see that, Janet?
And it's beautiful.
And I'm going to go in closer so you can see this wonderful,
lotus.
right, and the Eye of God and the cups. So this is the Six of Cups. Would you like to venture a guess as to the name of this card?
Freak to genius.
Pleasure.
Oh, I like that one.
It's one of the only times in the Arcana that we get to go, it's like that other one, the of Wands, that is reaching up and picking the oranges after we've done all the work. This is the card that says, all right, it's time to get off of the negative bullshit. This is the card that says, let's look at pleasure. It's time for you now to have a little pleasure. Yes, we had some crap go on, but now it's time for pleasure. And it asks you, how is it that you pleasure yourself? Well, no, that's a different show. But it asks you, how are you involved in how are you involved in pleasure? And it asks you to take a look at what is pleasurable in your life, and are you keeping yourself from pleasure? Now, how does that work in or dovetail with Freak to Genius? Well, a lot of times we're too much in our heads. This is a card that asks you to get involved in physical pleasures. It asks you to get involved in eating and drinking and sleeping and in meditating and all of the physical things that we do. And it also champions you to not be afraid of pleasure, which so many of us anal retentive morons are. What does that mean? If you're looking for something from your partner, your husband, if you need to dress him up in a maid's outfit for the for the night, you need to say to him or her or whoever, honey, I have some ideas about some pleasurable things that have been interesting me, and I was wondering if you'd like to hear about them. I guarantee you, with the energy of this card, if you do that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. And then you can tell them, I need to see you in a doctor's outfit and we can play doctor. Something different, something pleasurable.
Do you want to hear what's really funny? Is that later this week, Venus, the goddess of love, she moves into the gate of joy, gate 58. And nice. So gate 58 resonates with the big smile on your face and with the, having fun, and resonates with everything that you just talked about with the Six of Cups.
I like to call that the freshly fucked look.
Oh my God, Jason.
It's true. So that is our sun. Now talk to me about my favorite Capricornian planet besides Saturn, which is always a pain in my ass. The Earth. What's happening with Earth?
Well, Earth is the one that's completing the channel between the Freak to Genius breakthrough and the throat energy of assimilation. So we're grounded with our ideas being shared through the throat at gate 23, which is where those brilliant ideas find their way into and mutate their way into the everyday life that we live. But again, like I've shared with many people that I do readings for, Da Vinci at one time was considered a freak, right? And he was almost burned at the stake a million times, I'm sure, for all of his freaky ideas because he was not sharing them in the right and proper time with the invitation. So all of us have access to this Freaky Genius channel. And actually it is completing the ajna to the throat for everybody this week. Whether you have the gates or not, you have the channel and it's open, let's say, and with the planet sitting at either end, it completes it. So now you have a defined ajna and you have a defined throat this week. So
what you're saying to me is the Earth is moving into the exact opposite gate?
Correct.
Like you and me connect, and like you and me complete each other. Isn't that romantic? You and I complete each other. The sun and the earth are completing each other.
Bingo.
This is fucked up. Let me tell you why. While you were talking, I was listening. I'm like, all right, let me pull a card. And I'm laughing because, like I said, there aren't all that many. There are some pleasurable cards in the Arcana. Pardon me, but there aren't ones where you get like a free ride. It's always like, well, you can have this, but you have to pay for it with blood and tears. It's always some like, okay, yin and yang bullshit. But this is one of the cards that I absolutely love. And keeping within, you look at the sun being round, and I showed you all those cups and blah, 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 blah. Here we go, folks. I just pulled this card, which is the Ace of Cups.
Ah.
So I'll bring in the bottom there, Ace of Cups. And look at that beautiful mandala, the eye of God again, the one cup here with the light of the sun, of God, whatever words you want to use. And whereas the other card was pleasure.
Show the card again, Jason. I just changed the view so that people can see the whole card. Lovely.
Okay.
Blue-eyed too.
What's incredible about this is the name of this card is Bliss. Now, that's pretty incredible. Now, I'm not going to give you any of my interpretation. I'm going to read you very quickly what it says in the book when you study blah, blah, blah. Divinatory meaning. Should the Ace of Cups surface in your reading, take life's challenge and open yourself to bliss. Naive freak. What's keeping you from feeling this experience deeply? Whatever your obstacle, the Ace of Cups has just submerged it in an ocean of love and emotional awareness. That now there is no excuse. I'll say it again, no excuse. There is no excuse. Open yourself to unconditional love. Let it play the delicate instrument of your emotions, and you will come to express true beauty. So this is an extension of the other card in many respects. This is a card that says, hey, we've had enough. Look, you cannot beat yourself up anymore. I don't care who you voted for, but mostly if you voted for Hillary, you can't beat yourself up anymore for going, oh God, it's done. Now you have to figure out the bliss part. And I sincerely hope that everybody will take heed to this energetic symmetry going on here with respects to pleasure and bliss. Everybody, I don't care what your drug of choice, whether it's love, whether it's a drink, whether it's whatever it is, enjoy yourself. Dust off some of that negativity, because all I'm seeing across the Facebook pages and LinkedIn and all this stuff, it is what it is. Now you need to start from home base, get your freak on, get your bliss and your pleasure on, and enjoy yourself. Now, Janet, this energetic period starts today till when?
It runs through the 15th, so next Thursday.
And next Wednesday is my first solo show with you.
I was going to tell people about that. The Titillating Tarot with Jason Livanis.
Titillating Tarot. Yes. And so it's going to be on Wednesdays. Janet is going to be producing and screening calls and doing all that fun stuff. And so I hope everyone tunes in. 4 o'clock.
You're going to be doing readings, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to be explaining one card a week, demystifying it, because so many people think, oh, it's gypsy art, no. It's none of that. It has been used by gypsies, but I'll demystify. I'm going to take a card a week starting from the very beginning, so anybody who listens consistently will get an education, because I teach the tarot as well as read the tarot. Anyway, enough plug about me.
You're not going to start with the Tower?
Say what? No. No. We're going to start with the Fool.
Ah, hey, that's right, in accordance with us today, isn't it?
Talk to me now. Do you want to hit Mercury, or do you want to hit Mars or Venus?
Well, hold on. I'm going to take a look. See, I'm using my little ephemeris today. And let's see. I hit Venus. Let's hit Mercury, because Mercury, I love the way Mercury often is.
You hit the sun. Hello. Hi, crazy lady. You hit the sun and the earth. We did not hit Venus.
Yes, we did, because I said later in the week, Venus was going to be at the gate of joy.
That's all you have to say about it?
Joy, joy, joy. Yes, for her this minute.
All right, so that's it. I won't pull a card on that then, because I think the bliss and the pleasure makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, it does. It makes perfect sense. But there's something else that's going on in the background here, and it's, Mercury to me is always the planet that sort of is in mythology, Mercury is the messenger, right? And often in astrology, Mercury, as it moves ahead of the sun, is the messenger of what is to come. Right, I kind of think of him as the harbinger, the herald, right? In I don't know what times those were, but the heralds that would blow the horns and announce that somebody was coming, or something was changing, or some information was now available. And Mercury this week is moving out of the financial gates that it was in last week, where we were, talking maybe about money, the economy, etc. And he moves into gate 34, which is off the sacral center, the red square second up from the bottom. You might have it white if you are a projector or a manifester. But at the gate 34, we get very busy. This is a busy gate. It is the gate of power, and it is a gate that is filled with a lot of energy. And if you have the sacral center defined, then this is the energy that you have that's sustainable. If it is a gate that you have on an open sacral, or you have access to it this week, then what you're going to find is that you're using a lot of energy and probably very busy. I mean, it's the week before Thanksgiving, so a lot of people might be out there getting ready to go shopping, planning their Black Friday adventures for Christmas and all of that. So this is kind of a cautionary tale for some of you to use your energy wisely. Right? Use your energy wisely, as well as using your voice wisely. Use your energy wisely this week. This is very lovely energy, though, and if you are, it's half of the channel that is the archetype of the manifesting generator. So we have this idea of being able to be busy, but what are you busy doing, right? You could be busy or not. You could be busy having fun and playing, or you could be busy being a fuddy-duddy. Your choice. What you think about that?
I'm laughing. I'm trying to, I often try not to step all over you and overwhelm, which is not easy for me to do because I listen to you. And so, like I said, I'm sitting here pulling a card and laughing because it's just unbelievable, the symmetry. So here she is, my big-titted lady.
Ah, hey, we've had her before, the Queen of Discs.
Yes, we have. Her name is Provider of Sustenance.
Mm.
So look at her again. I don't know whether you need to change your...
Let me change the screen just for a quick view. There we go. Everybody can see her now.
Look at her. She's a fawn-like entity. She's sitting in the forest. She is relaxed. She's sitting down. She is voluminous in her breastules. She is not active, crazy active, but she is all about abundance. And she is the one, interestingly enough, when you think of a cornucopia at fall, you think about this horn of plenty. She is the horn of plenty. This asks you to look at sustenance. It asks you to look at how are you getting prepared for Thanksgiving? It asks you to look at your cupboards. And are your cupboards bare or are they full? And what are you doing to make them full? How are you spending your time and energy? But this is the card that says, this is a good time to take stock and to throw a party. So that's what we're all going to be doing. This is the party card. This says cook. This says bring people in, make it a home, show people that you have enough to give, because when you give, you'll then receive.
There we go. Gotta love her. Love that card.
Boobies.
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 It's implying nurturing, and there's a whole element of nurturing in the cooking and the preparing of food and the taking care of a family and
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I guess there's a little bit of the caution there too, especially, if you're a woman who's got a full-time job and 4 children and you've got, extra curricular activities going on in the community, that you may be overdoing it. So yes, this week you have access to energy, but it may not be your own authentic energy. So be aware, right? What
awesome.
Are you busy doing?
Yes.
Maybe you need to get busy doing something else, something more in alignment with your unique freaky genius. Okay. Now, lastly, I'm going to go to Mars. Mars this week takes up residence at gate 41, the gate of imagination.
Oh.
And this is a gate that's highly involved in fantasy and the idea of we create our reality and what is it that I want to create as a reality. Now, the immature or lower expression of this might be daydreaming with no purpose, right? Because I'm nodding off of the world's too stressful.
Wow.
Or I nod off, or I daydream and I get nothing done, or I take this time and I use my imagination and I create from a place of fantasy and I create the world that I want to live in. I'm going there with this week. What about you?
I don't know what to say except, wow. So there are a couple cards that are, when they come up, I often go, Janet, oh God, I have to spin this in a positive way. But sometimes there's just no way around it. And interestingly enough, this is one of the more less pleasant cards. So just to recap, this is Mars, correct?
Correct. Mars, the masculine principle.
Pulling into gate 41, which is what?
Fantasy and imagination. And you've got the Fantasy Island card. Oh my. Swords. 10 of swords.
You need to adjust your screen?
I already did.
Does this look pleasant?
No, he looks absolutely not in good shape.
You said something about in its lower manifestations. Would you like to read that for me?
In its lower manifestation, it's the game of daydreaming, kind of being stuck in the daydream, escapism, that kind of stuff.
So would you like to know the name of this card?
What? Withdrawal? Death? Delusion. Oh.
So I can go on, but I think that this sums it up. Should the Ten of Swords burst your bubble, recognize the possibility, recognize the possibly devastating end of your illusions. How are you deceiving yourself? What have you been avoiding that is paralyzing you? What reality are you being forced to accept at this time? Humbly accept this defeat as the beginning of the end. I'll repeat that. The beginning of the end of the pain you've been unsuccessfully avoiding. Can you see how the destruction of your illusions has a positive effect? Freed from them, you can take the necessary steps to solve the problems you were avoiding. You will no longer be wasting the energy crafting an elaborate curtain of denial, and you can get on with the rest of your life. So basically, this is the shit or get off the pot card. This is it's time to get rid of your delusions. It's time to stop telling yourself that false story. You often use this thing, is it called an anagram? When fear?
False evidence appearing real is an anagram.
Okay. You often use that, and the fact of the matter is this card is saying you need to get real with yourself. And I want to tell you, one of the things I like about the beginning of this reading that you hit upon is that when, and this is wisdom, people, when you are able to get creative, when you are able to get outside of yourself and say, all right, how am I going to get my freak on? It's like in the movie Dead Poet Society, when Robin Williams, rest his soul, when he stood on the classroom table, he asked all the kids to stand on the table. And do you remember the reason behind that, Janet?
To get their freak on?
Perspective.
Ah, good one. Yes.
And I champion everybody. Don't hurt yourself, but get on the table and look around. All of a sudden, you're seeing the landscape in a very different perspective. When you get your freak on, when you do something different that you've always wanted to do pleasurably, you get a different perspective. And I have a feeling, my gut psychic sense says, if you get your freak on, if you get in touch with this altering scenario by where you change your perspective, most likely you will burst your bubble of delusion. And you'll be like, wait a minute. If I'm fearless enough, if I'm strong enough to ask my husband, ask my wife to do this, and I've enjoyed myself, maybe I can go forward and destroy other delusions. It should fuel you. It should give you the instigation to be more fearless. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love your story, Jason. You know I do. Guess what else? Gate 41, when it's in the sun, is the beginning of the human design year. So we're looking at messengers here in the face of Mars at the moment of what's to come as we go into the beginning of 2017. And I know that just trembles my innards to even think about the fact that 2016 is almost over and, fewer days ahead than behind when we talk about the year.
Yes.
But that's coming, right? Where we have this ability to, unmask our delusions and our illusions and determine what next we create in the story of our lives.
Excellent. You know what? I think going forward, I'm not going to ask for any more energetic information from you. We're going to do it off the cuff. I really enjoyed this.
This worked out really well. So we have a really good week ahead of us. I think, we deserve that after the week we've had behind us. And I think it's time for us all to start bringing ourselves back together, remembering who we are as a people, what we have in common as a people, not what we have as our differences. It disturbs me, some of the things I see out there that are happening, but guess what? It's outside of me. I can create a different vision of the world from within, and let's do that. All right?
I absolutely hear you. Janet, before you go, tell me if some of the individuals out there would like to get a free human design chart from you, and of course a reading, which, by the way, I get coachings every week with this lady, and if I'm doing it, you should be doing it. How do they get in touch with you?
Of course, they can get in touch with me at my website, www.living- or hyphen, the little hyphen, astrology.com, living-astrology.com. And you can get your copy of your human design chart. You can get a free copy of your Jupiter in Libra chart. Or if you just want to look at what your natal chart is, you can request a copy of that as well. Jason, you told me earlier you were working on a website. Are you getting ready? Did you buy a domain?
I am in the middle of going back and forth with the GoDaddy and trying to make sure that I have my website up, which will be titillatingtarotwithjasonlivanis.com, so that people will have a repository place, because I've been using my feng shui consultation address at Gmail, which is the Zen Staging. So if anybody wants a tarot card reading from me, I do them, of course, like you. I can do them via the internet with Skype and any other video chat mechanism. Or if you're in the metropolitan area, we can hook up. My email is zenstaging@gmail.com. That's one word, Zen Staging, like Zen Buddhism. And going forward, I will have a proper website that you can reach me through there. So that being said, thank you very much, and I'm excited about next week, about your show, my show, everybody's show.
Let's remind everybody, Titillating Tarot debut show is on Wednesday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Followed the next day on Thursday by Living Astrology at the same time slot, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. East Coast.
Thank you for the time, Janet. I appreciate it.
Everybody take care. Thanks for being willing to play with me today, Jason. Mwah. Love you all.
Bye, lady.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.